Hello everyone, and happy April to all of you. Now, I know that spring has been with us for a couple of weeks, but really feels like spring outside. The ground is bare, it's raining a lot more than it is snowing, a couple of bits here and there, and as you all know, it's April Fool's Day. Well, I'm not going to be here to play a joke on you today. Well, the only joke is on me. I had a haircut tonight, which is a little uneven, as you can see. I'm still kind of growing into it, but it was puffing out, as you've seen in my last couple of video blogs. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. I am a huge music collector. CDs, cassettes, not so much cassettes anymore, but a lot of CDs and vinyl. It's funny how the music I enjoy so much usually comes in the form of some kind of a disc shape or round. I like the shape round, it goes on and on and on in a never-ending circle. Very zen. I actually kind of like it. That's why I like CDs and vinyl most. I know some music snobs may say, oh, CDs are no good, but I like them. I like MP3s too, but not like I like CDs and vinyl. Now, I'll show you some of my vinyl collection, but today I'm going to show you a selection of 18 CDs I've picked out. I have a lot more than that, but this is rare CDs that if you look for them on Amazon.com or on eBay, they're not available anymore, and they're fetch pretty high prices if you can even find them or prove they exist at all in CD format. I'm going to show you this sample, though I'm sure there will be more later as I finish the lovely task of cleaning my room. But here's what I've got for now. Now this is one of my favorite albums. This is Tina Marie, an album called Lady T. As you can see, it has a nice little purple label there, and you open it up and it has this picture inside it. And there's a CD. It's on Motown Records. This is a great album. This is Tina Marie's second, and there's a song on here called Behind the Groove that's really, really good. And there's a lot of good funky songs and ballads, with a little disco thrown in. It's a great album, and she's coming out with a new album this summer called Congo Square. You want to look for it. This lady is seriously good, seriously talented. This album, I bought this on I think it was my 18th birthday, and it's out of print now as an import and domestic. This is the domestic version. I don't know why. This is Rufus and Chaka Khan, Master Jam. It's produced by Quincy Jones, who bought you Michael Jackson's Off the Wall album. It's got a big strawberry on the back, as you can see, and there's more pictures. As you can see, if you look close up, Chaka Khan is wearing a outfit that has a small strawberry on it. Well, you saw that maybe. But that's another album that I really love. Now, speaking of Rufus, this is one of the rarest CDs in my collection, and if you look on rateyourmusic.com, there's really no proof this was released on CD. If you find it on eBay, it trades hands at hundreds of dollars. I got this on a trip to Montreal, also when I was 18, at a record store. By Canadian standards, I got it for a steal. Now, this is not with Chaka Khan, but it's a great pop album. I don't know why it didn't achieve success. I love the cover art because it has the red seal on the back. I like the artwork, very Art Deco. Great album too, a lot of great songs on it. And this is Narada Michael Walden. Now he's known as a pop producer. He did records for Aretha Franklin and a number of other different people. And this is a disco-ish album he recorded called The Dance of Life. Sounds like Sister Sledge, really good quality stuff. This guy should have been a lot more popular than he is. And this is Little Stevie Wonder, the jazz soul of Little Stevie. As you can see, we're looking at a 13-year-old boy here. He's playing harmonica and various other instruments on it. Now, as you can see, it's a very old Motown CD, as you can see from the writing. And, it's not something that, is very easy to find now either, but I got this inexpensively when it was still in print, so one of my treasured albums. And this is Heatwave, Current. This is their last album from 1982. There's a big picture of the group on the back. This was after their singer, Johnny Wilder, you see in the middle on top, was paralyzed from the waist down. And this is an incredible album. It's got some great songs on it. Look After Love was a great hit from this album, but for some reason it didn't go anywhere, but I'm glad I got the CD before it went on to print anyway. This is another Heatwave album that came out, for like 5 minutes. This is called Candles. It's from 1980. It took me a long time to find this when I had it on vinyl, let alone a CD. And it's got a picture on the back, and it's got a bonus cut on it. Kind of a reggae version of one of their old hits called Mind Blowing Decisions. And this is a CD copy. It's recent, but it's very hard to get now, so This is an album by a bass player named Stanley Clarke, another hard one to get that I got off Amazon at a decent price. It's called Modern Man. And he sings a lot on this album. He's trying to make a really interesting pop album. Very Stevie Wonderish, prog rockish, I suppose, in places. He's not much of a singer, but his bass work on this album is incredible. He does instrumentals, and his vocals are really good. So I really love this. Now, you probably know who this guy is. This is Matthew Wilder. He had a hit called Break My Stride, which is the first cut on this album, but it's called I Don't Speak the Language. But this is also a really great pop album. This guy's an incredible writer, uses a lot of Motown Calypso influences. This album should have really gone places, but he became a one-hit wonder. Really rare. You can find this on a single CD now. This is a George Duke, Dream On. As you can see, it has an instrument on the cover he was known to play. It's actually a clavitar. It's like a keytar. It was a very early one. A remote for an instrument called a Prophet 5. And this is another really good album. Kind of Michael Jackson sounding. 1982. Really rare. Picked it up at a used CD shop. Here's another album by Stanley Clarke. And this is a funny album because it actually has a cover. Kind of a rap cover of Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA on it. It's pretty cute. But one of my treasures, again. This is another George Duke album that's almost impossible to find now, called Rendezvous. Now, it's not one of his greatest, because he was doing a lot of pop hits at this time, like Let's Hear It for the Boy, and there's a lot of material on there that's similar to this, but if you love George Duke and like pop, this is a good album. Now, this is Robert Palmer. Now, he hadn't had Addicted to Love come out yet. That hadn't come out yet when this album was released. He was still kind of mixing originals and covers. It's more of a kind of pop reggae album with some synthetic elements, and there's a song on here, a cover of You Are in My System. It's pretty good. Now, this is one of my real treasures. This is Unwounded Bird by Jan Hammer. You probably know him as the guy that did the Miami Vice music, but this is an excellent, excellent pop album, and every song on it is wonderful. The name Melodies is not a misnomer. This could be done by an Elton John, somebody like that. Really good album if you can find it. Really worth your time. And this I just got the other day. This is Darlene Love. You probably know her recordings with Phil Spector. She recorded this album with people like Tom Petty. Kind of a nice rock and soul album from the 80s. A very much neglected treasure. There's a nice picture of Darlene on the back. I'm glad she's still around today. One of the great voices in history, along with Aretha and Dionne Warwick and many others. And this is Cameo. This album is a Japanese import called Alligator Woman. Just came out. I got it for $13 on Amazon now. It's I bet you a lot more than that because it's out of print. But it's really worthwhile. They're not quite to their word up period yet. It's a great funk album if you like that. You probably all know this one. This is Alea. This took a long time to find at a reasonable price, but it's the last CD she did before she died. And I think all of you who know recent music probably know this is a very important album from today's perspective of music. And the last one on my list is the Brothers Johnson, Blam. This album came out in 1978. It was released with all the stuff they did with Quincy Jones in the late 70s, mid to late 70s. But this one's the only one that's out of print right now, and the recent import of it is also out of print. But this is the original remastered edition from 1996. Definitely worth having. So there you have it, a little bit of my rare CD collection. I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard that, or any people have ever heard those albums. But if you should hear them, you should, because they all had great pop potential, and they all had great potential as being musical legends. And some of them are written off as so, but they just didn't get the recognition at the time. Well, I'm coming back with a new blog in a few days. I just wanted to wish you a happy April. Spring has sprung, and there's a lot of great music out there coming out, and there's a lot of great things to do. So enjoy yourself, stay healthy, and this is Andre's video blog number 30, another milestone number of sorts, signing out.